Raja Abong Noga was once the ruler of the interior hills of Aceh clan, an area now home to various tribes, including the Ambengs, Matchis, Kochus, Awes, Duals, Chisaks, Atongs, Megams, and Garaganchings. He was also known as Nokma Abong Cherepa. His wife belonged to the Chambugong clan. One day, a severe drought and famine hit Aceh clan, lasting 7 years. Rivers like the Simsang and Ildek dwindled and the lands became too dry to support life. During this hard time, Raja Abong Noga demanded labor from his people. He built a large watchtower on Mongre Hill, overlooking a deep pool in the Simsang River to keep an eye on his land. Each village was assigned a specific task to support the kingdom and his household. Thus, the people of Rongbenri were to catch fish from the rivers. The villages of Riwak and Siju supplied carp and moral fish for his kitchen. Imangiri villagers made wooden troughs for his cattle. Rongmagre and Dapsigre villages crafted clay pots and dishes. The Chisaks cultivated millet and worked with dairy. People from Badri crafted crabs and stored crab eggs. Some Sangre villagers cared for his pigs. The Machis cultivated maize and raised parrots. The Ambengs grew and harvested cotton. Darangre villagers collected sokmel cane fruit. Garaganchings carved pig troughs and stools. Kochus dried fish by smoking it. The Awes gathered edible bamboo shoots. After a long terrible drought, the people ruled by Raja Abong Noga turned against him. They could no longer bear the harsh rule they lived under in their homeland, Aceh Song. In their anger, they killed his second eldest daughter, Mene, by piling baskets of rice grains over her, suffocating her in secret. His third daughter, Meje, was killed in a similar way. She was buried alive under a massive heap of cotton wool. The people placed his fourth daughter, Chini, on a raft made of wild plantain trees and set her adrift down the Simsang River. They then attacked his guards, hoping to capture the king and his queen, but Raja Abong Noga and his queen Silme Toka managed to escape to the top of the Nokrek hill in the Dora range, where they spent the rest of their lives. Queen Silme Toka had never done any household work. She didn't know how to cook rice or prepare food. Growing crops like rice, corn and millet was completely unfamiliar to her. A few servants came with her, but they were there more out of curiosity than loyalty. They wanted to see her struggle and did nothing to help ease her hardships. One day, the desperate queen asked the servants to teach her how to plant rice, millet and corn. The servants, playing a cruel trick, told her she had to partially cook the seeds to make them grow faster and then plant them carefully in the soil using a wooden tool. The queen believed them and followed their instructions exactly, but none of her seeds sprouted. Still struggling, the queen asked her servants how to split firewood. They lied to her again, saying, "We split it by bending it over our knees." Trusting them, the queen tried this and suffered terrible injuries to her knees, eventually dying from her wounds. At the time when Meje Rani was killed in a cruel way, the people murdered her also wanted to kill her daughter, but a kind-hearted servant named Nogang intervened. She told the murderers, No, this is my own daughter, not Meje Rani's. You can't harm her." Nogang lied to protect the child, as she was determined to save the last royal heir. She lovingly cared for the royal baby, who, as she grew up, became a beautiful young woman named Keme. Keme eventually married Ushung Raja, a son of Kobela Magenpa, a strong and independent Aceh chieftain from the Nongbre clan who ruled over Binder Group. Nogang later revealed the true story of Keme's royal lineage to Kobela Magenpa and his son Ushung. Ushung went on to establish a hereditary land called Chuchong, which later became known as Chusung in the Memensing district of East Bengal. This place was also called Durgapur after Durga Chambugong, Ushung's eldest son. Ushung belonged to the Sintang Manda clan. In time around 1280 AD, a religious wanderer named Samswer Pathak also called Samsway Thakur, unfairly seized Chuchong from Balsa Raja, one of Ushung's grandsons, and took over control of the land.